listeners, Harika here, and I'm super excited to welcome you to UppTalk. If you're ready to learn and get your hands work wonders in the world of information technology, then you're in the right place. When I say UppTalk, we are not just another edtech company. Consider we are your learning partner committed to unlocking your full potential. Whether you're stepping into the world of technology for the first time or looking to advance your career, we provide top-tier, hands-on courses to build up your career. Let's take our first step towards learning here and explore it.
We have discount inventory item, in which under the inventory item, we have the lot number to serialize. Then we have the item group kit package. In kit package, a combination of few inventory items can be made a kit and can be sold as a kit also. Like I created some individual items A, B and C. Together, they will be sold as a kit. In kit package, we have to define how many items are going to be in a kit. Then we have the markup item, which is usually adding some markup only on the transactions. Like any 5% markup or any 10% markup. Non-inventory items are there which is not going to be for the inventory. For purchase or sale. For sale and other charges are there, then service are there. We are going to create a service for purchase item. When we create a markup item and a discount item, it is just applied on top of the base price. That is how it is. Correct. The base price without tax. Without tax, this is cap. We can show this to the same entity. We can add any display name code for the item. We can tag the department also with the item. What happens is when we tag department class location in the item, these automatically get updated in the transaction. When we select the item in the transaction department, class, location, all these will get automatically updated. Let me enter one item here. Let's leave the location. We can enter the unit type also. For a training session, it would be because I don't know what would be the unit for those kind of things, because it's a service. Let me create a new unit also. Oh, you can create a new unit. Maybe we can leave it blank also. We can enter the standard purchase price for this any particular item, or we can enter a description also here. We can tag a specified vendor who is going to be delivered this service. We can tag the vendor also in this particular item. Now these are the information. Now, under the Accounting tab, we will fill the expense account. Under which expenses it is going to be shown. Let's take it as an advertising. We can apply the text schedule also. Either this item is going as taxable or not. We can take text table. Now in communication, if you want to upload any files or any like enter user notes, we can enter. This type of these features can be used under the communication tab. Here we have the preference. In preference, we get two options can be fulfilled received. Can be fulfilled and oblique received means what happens is when we create an inventory item, this system will create a GRM, basically item receipt. But this GRM is not like available in the service item or non-inventory item because in a mandatory item we have to receive. We have to receive the item. That's why we have to enter the item receipt. But in service item we can have that option by clicking this checkbox. If I click this and after creating the purchase order, I will enter the item receipt. If I keep this unchecked, system will not create the item receipt. It will automatically create a bill. Oh, we can keep this check and also if we want to generate accruals. Now accruals will be generated at the item receipt level. If I take that, if not, then GL impact will come in under bill level. Let me do this generate accruals also. Say no. No. any problem with the subsidiary. Item is created. We can also check the system information also. System information will give you who is created this item and when it is created in what details. If you change it in anything in the item, there is an audit log to check who has created and who has changed. Just next we will create a vendor. It can be a candidate. Primary subsidiary. And we can take the represent subsidiary also. Vendor could be a company or an individual. While vendor can be both a company or individual. Only two options are provided there. We can create the individual vendor also, the company also. And we can fill all the details, like we can define the vendor categories also. Who is the vendor like? Is the consultant? Is the insurance? And we can create our own categories also. Any email can be entered here. And also we can tag the multiple subsidiaries. What happens is there is one primary subsidiary. And if this vendor is going to be used in other subsidiaries as well, we can tag this under the subsidiary section. I'm taking this Nova Scotia also here. In address, we will enter the address of the vendor. Address is important. To map, because without the correct address, Or basically, if I can tell the state, without the state, system is not going to determine the taxes. We'll take Nova Scotia also. Taxes are automatically configured in the system, or is that something? No, we have to configure. We have to configure. That's why I will proceed without taxes only. I don't know whether it's for Canada subsidiaries like updated or not. If I have to check, then it will take a lot fine. Maybe I can check it on my end and we can see afterwards. Again, we can take the different things under the financial information. All these legal name, business number, account terms, what are the terms with the vendor, like net 15, net 30, and we can create our own terms also. It's basically terms related to the payment terms. We can enter the default expense account for the vendor or the default payable account. Like I can. Maybe I can create a new payable account also. It's more chopped off. We can define the credit limit. Let's say I define a credit limit 10,000 Canadian dollar. System will show that the vendor is exceeding the credit limit for the vendor. Any opening balance is there. Any opening balance is there. For the vendor will matching what will be the quantity tolerance. Item receipt tolerance. All these features is when we use when we purchase some inventory items. We can define different currencies in the vendor apart from the base currency of the vendor. We can define the base currency of the subsidiary. We can define the another currency. Let me save this. Now we will create a purchase order. Transaction purchases and the purchase order. My vendor is Magna Services. As soon as I selected the vendor, it is getting loaded. Subsidiary automatically came as BK Canada. Now it is showing BK is because my primary subsidiary was this BK Canada. Now, if I want to change to Nova Scotia, I can change. If I haven't entered the other subsidiary, then I can't change that. I can enter a new location here. We get both the options here. Either we get the expense also, we get the item also. As we get the item, we will enter the item. Expense means we can enter any record, any expense in the direct GL account instead of item. If I enter like advertising here or any other account, let's say then I can post directly into that. But we have created an item, then we proceed with the item only. RM is item 1. Now as you can see, we only see the item code is appearing, but not the display name. There is a preference where we can see both the item code and also display name. We'll show you that preference in the general preferences, because sometimes the user is not going to be like, do not remember. Do not remember the code, but you might remember the item name. We will show display name with item codes. We can tick that. You went to set up and preferences for that. We can set up company general preferences. General preferences. It will be like once I reload this page, we can see the display name also. Let's say I'm taking 500, amount is coming. We can take the text code as coming 13%. This is 0. We can add another one. We can add and save. Now we have created our purchase order. One transaction is not coming. It's now either I can edit it. I can receive or I can close. Close means that this PO is going to be closed without any receptor. entering the vendor bill. Here we can print this code. Under the actions, we have the like we can make copy. We can create a new PO from here. Once I will click on the make copy, same PO will like all the details will come automatically. You don't have to enter the again. The list is used for going to the PO list. Search, we can create a safe search and the request might form. And then we can create a custom. We can focus my particular form, the form which we have used to enter this purchase order. We can customize like I click here. That's the customization. These are the screen field. We can like make. We can change the field to the sum field or we can change the showing of sum field. These are some like these are disabled by the system itself, but like these employees, we can remove it from the form or either we can make it mandatory or we can change the tab also. The tab where it is appearing. As you can see, there were different types like the primary information classification. We can move them between the tabs also. These are the different type of screen fields like main billing, shipping, accounting. I was looking for some buttons. There is one transaction, enter repayment. That button goes like hidden. I'm going to bring it. Reload mom. It's here 1, 2, 1. Yes. We will receive this. We went double quantity, only we will receive that. That's the item receipt. What happened is either we can create the from PO itself like there is a button on PO. Offer, and there is a separate transaction also. Transaction purchase, receive order. Once I will go to receive order, I have to check. Take that PO and I can receive. In the GMPSC, my expense got debited and it is shown under the equity purchase account. Makes. Now we will. If I haven't picked that option in the item preferences, like generate, that holds. There will be no JLMPSC in this transaction. You know if you are not selected. Like this particular item. If I go to the preferences, this generate, that was automatically. I don't want to be limited unless we pick that preference. It depends on the configuration, depending on the customer requirement. But generally, general principle is that in basically we do have the like. Posting at the item is a clever. General accounting principle. From the item received, where we can create a bill. We can enter the bill also directly, but when we enter the bill directly, we can't tag the PO. And also one more thing is there. Again, I have to press my phone there. Once we receive the goods, then the next step is we generate a bill on our end. Generate, vendor will give an invoice to you. You will enter to a bill. Move towards the bill now. When we create a bill from the item received over PO, we don't have to fill all these details again. Automatically vendor will come. All these, like everything which we entered at the PO level, will automatically auto-populated here. Will be auto-populated. Only one thing which we can enter is the vendor reference number. Let's say vendor is given a bill for the Magma F1 2411. We can enter here. That could be like the invoice reference number or something, or the vendor invoice. We like there must be a vendor bill number. In the end, the vendor books of account we will add here as a reference number. And this vendor bill number will be auto-generated. This is going to be our voucher number line. It's our number. The first number we will enter the invoice number of that given by the vendor. We can have the approval status as approved. We can change the due date also. If you want to change the due date, let's say 26, yes, I change. The 5th of April. The same date. We will go to transaction, pay bus, enter bill wish. This we have just entered. So the GL impact on this one, I'm showing you the GL impact. Here GL impact will be the accrued purchases to the payments. As our expenses already like booked in the item received. Here accrued purchase will get diverted and it will be like candidate with the pay bus which we have tagged in the vendor. Now we get the make payment button or we can enter the vendor credit. Vendor credit or we can say enter the vendor note also. Let's say I will make a payment. But not from this button. I will go to the transaction pay bus, pay single vendor. There are two transactions to pay. One is the pay single vendor or there is one is pay bills. You will open both and tell you the difference. When we select, when we select the pay bills, this transaction is not vendor specific. Here all the like do bins of all the vendors. Come here and we can select all the bills and then we can process the payment. Process the payment. All the pending payments under the AP account. Yes, correct. What are the pay bus in the AP account? Now I have changed the AP account to there is no pending bills here. Then let me go back to our pay bus account only. Now we have just entered a bill, but it is not showing here. Reason is sorry. No, is it because of the due date or something? Yes, correct. Let me change the date to the it's MMDD by 1. Is it because of this subscription? We have to change this subscription. We have to create the account also because we haven't created our bank account for this subsidy. You went to list new account. I went to list accounting accounts. List accounting accounts new. Accounts new. Let's see. We just select Nova Scotia because for the bank account type, like I said during my own Friday, we can enter only one subsidy. We can reload this. You have some sort of opening balance or something in that account. Yes, we can enter also, but system allowed to get the narrative. Oh, it does. Unless there is a like customization there, but the standard system allows. Apply. I will not pay complete. I will pay 300 only and we will save that. Again, if I go to the GM file, it is payment to bank account. If I close this all and if my bill status is still open, it is not paid because we have just hold the 200. We have not paid the full amount. And if we go to related records, we will find the bill payment here. We will also see the purchase order limit with this transaction. And same way, if I go to PO, in related record, I can see the item receipt. I can see the vendor bill. But there is no link between the item receipt and vendor bill. We will not able to see the item receipt in the related record in the vendor bill. Or see, because item receipt is linked with the PO, not with the vendor bill. Not with the vendor bill, no ship, yes. Let's enter a credit of 200 to see the status to be changed as open from paid. We will enter a credit note. Before entering this credit note, we can see a couple of reports also. To understand better, we can check the aging also, and we can check the care and register also. If I specifically find in here, the Magna Services, Magna Services, Magna Services. Current balance is showing. Good. We have to change the subset also because it was showing we are getting the 200 here. And if we check the detail report here under this, we will get the detail aging. That this means that we owe them the 200. Yes, open 200 because the pending amount. And you can see age is written minus 90. It is because due date is not yet come. Once it is, due date is closed. It will show under this bracket of 0 to 30, 30 to 60, 61 to 90. It will appear in that bracket, like aging bracket. Next report was the AP register. This AP register. Here also I will check the subsidy Navas Porsche request. We are getting one billed amount of 500 and a payment amount of 300. Our pending is 200. 200. Let's enter the billed error. We have to change this to 200. This, you are making another payment here. No, I am entering a vendor credit note. Vendor credit note. Basically, it is bill credit. Name is bill credit. We have taken the service of the worth 300 only. And we are not going to pay the rest of the amount. Vendor is issuing a credit note to us. Now I have created 200 of credit note. Also, automatically applying button is there. Like this credit note will get applied to this open transaction. This open vendor we will save that. Now, as you can see, bill status is changed to paid in full. Paid in full. And if I refresh my report also, both the report aging and there is no data because there is no aging. And if I refresh, the AP register might also come there as 0. And bill credit $200. Yes, bill credit. This was our purchase cycle. Purchase order, 2 items say 2 to vendor payment or bill credit. There is one more transaction also in this cycle, that is free payment. Sometimes vendor might ask for the advance payment before providing services or before providing goods. System allows us to create a vendor payment accession which we create from the papers. It is not coming now. Maybe that is disabled in that. I have to check the configurations later to that. There is a transaction for the vendor payment. I will check why it is not coming. There is a transaction. This is basically the cycle for procure to pay. That's what it's called. Yes, procure to pay. Procure to pay. There also come 2 more transactions, but it comes under the different license. Like before purchase order, there can be a purchase requisition. Let's say like a company, mainly in the manufacturing organizations. A department needs to procure something. They will enter a requisition into the next way. That they want to purchase this. Let's say the IT department want to purchase laptops. They will enter a requisition and someone from the might be a supervisor or someone from the procurement department will approve that and request. Then there will be a transaction for the RFQ. RFQ means request for quote. We will take quotations from the vendors. Then we will compare the quotations and we will then purchase. Those extra 2 transactions will come if we have the license, the advanced procurement. Oh, that's not a separate license. Yes, separate license. You can say separate module. Or we have to take the advanced procurement modules for that. We can create some custom fields also in the next slide. There might be some information which we don't capture in the standard fields or they are not in the fields provided in the system. We can create the custom fields also. A custom field can be created from the form level itself. Like if I open my vendor Magna services. As you can see, it is showing new body field, new column field, new item option. We can create the field from here itself or we go to the customization, list record and fields. And then we get the different options. We get the entity fields. Entity fields means basically our vendor customer for our employee fields. Item fields, any field which we want to open in the item. These are the CRM fields related to the customer relationship management. Then we get the transaction body fields and transaction line fields. What are the transaction body fields and line fields? As you can see, this particular area like primary information or this is our body. And this item, this is the line level. Those are the line items. Yes, this item, what is expensive line. And everything other than this is the body fields. We can, let's say, for example, I open a transaction line field, it will come here. It will come here. And if I open a body field, it can appear anywhere. It can come in the primary information or it can come under the billing tag where we want to put for like. It can come under the relationship also. We will go to the transaction. Let's say I want to create a new body field. Let's say I can give the description also. Enter the date of the now. These are the type. They are different type of like. It is basically related to the which type of information you want to enter. It's a free form text. Free form text means that you can enter anything, any numeric, any other thing. And hyperlink is there, image is there, number is there, long text is there. But we are entering the date. We can take our date. Also, we can add the like any list record also. List record means I can source this field value from any other list in the system. It will once I create a list record and I enter a list from where I want to source that value. My field is from a throwdown field. Date, time where we want to apply this. On the purchase, on the sale, on the opportunity, on the expense report, transfer order. All these options are there where I want to apply this. I will apply to purchase. When I apply to purchase, automatically it will apply to purchase letter task section, which means purchase order, vendor bill, and item receipt will get applied to there. Or all of the purchase transactions. Now display before where in which subtab I want to display, like I want to display in main, and if I want to display for the reference number. Display type is normal. I can also display the display type whether it is no more or disabled. We will take us display time. Now we will save this. This custom field is already there. Let me check. Once we do this, it will appear in all the future forms. Yes, in all the forms. Yes. And if you want to remove the form, then we have to add it to form. I think it got saved or not. Yes, I think it got saved. Transaction. Purchase. Purchase. Cables, enter bill. Cables, enter bill. It's not coming here. Let me go on to the customized form. I'm seeing the customized option because I'm an administrator. Only for admin. And basically we can't limit the customized form in the roles level. If we apply any other role, we still can customize the form. Okay. Screenshot. Name, voice, invoice number. Petition, let the symphony be something. Hmm. Acha. Oh. Now you can see it is coming. The text. Because my generation list record and field, you can create the fields for something. Which, whatever you want to create, you can create. Please do like, share and subscribe to our channel. For more information, contact us sales@uptalk.com.